TGIF Friday flow. So let's take opening minutes. Again, I'm going to roll my towel, place it behind the shoulder blades, a block for my head. I'm going to come slowly down onto my back. And because we did hips and hammies yesterday, I'm going to treat myself to constructive rest pose. So here my feet are wide and my knees rest. Sandy in Florida says TP style. I soften my shoulders. So even though I have that elevation in the thoracic, I squeeze the shoulder blades together in the back so I can feel them on my towel and just let the shoulder tips settle. The block supports the head, so you've got a little bit of length in the back of the neck. Sitting in this constructive rest position offers us a lot of room for the low back, for that whole pelvic floor. So let the weight of the hips settle down onto the mat. Close down the eyes. Let the weight of the upper body settle down onto your bolster or your towel. Bring a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly. And without changing the breath at all, just notice. Is it more of a shallow breath? In our smokier climates right now, no one wants to take a deep breath, obviously, for obvious reasons. So here, and when we have fires in Montana, and we're in the studio, I always say, breathe for those who can't. So we're all hopefully in our homes in good air condition. Take a full deep breath now in through the nose. Pause that breath at the top, so fill the chest and the ribs, and maybe even you feel the belly rise. And as you let the breath go, maybe starting with the belly drops, ribs drop, chest relaxes. 3 more slow breaths like that. Inhale through the nose. Expand through the collarbone and the ribs and the belly, our Buddha belly. And then as you exhale, slow, belly softens, ribs soften, chest softens. So find your breath this morning. And as you settle on your mat, let the breath settle within your body. And let the mind begin to focus on the breath, to trace the breath as it comes in through the nose and down through the body. Give the mind something to focus on, the quality of your breath, the depth of your breath, the fluidity of your breath. And then maybe here, bring to mind a one-word intention or aspiration or mantra. Something that you'd like to draw into this day, this last day of June. Ask yourself, what do I need most? And then draw it in with the breath. And hold it there through the practice. One more inhale. And one more exhale. And then heel toe the feet back to the center so that they're hip distance apart. Drop the knees to one side so you can just simply remove any props from underneath you. Come back down, take that big stretch. So as you stretch, fingers away from toes, notice where you feel it. Notice any little pockets of tightness. Again, we use the breath. We said it yesterday, the language of the nervous system. Use the breath to work into all those pockets. Take a moment as you stretch fingers away from toes, maybe to work through the shoulders, stretching one arm a little further than the other. Flex the feet so that the toes point straight up towards the ceiling, or even maybe a little more towards your body so that the heels send away, engaging the quads. And then repoint the feet. Bring a stretch into the top of the ankles, the top of the feet. Draw the breath in. And on the exhale, draw the knees in. Circle the arms around the knees, pull them in. Let the tailbone ride up so you get this little stretch. Notice what's going on in the low back this morning. Maybe take a rock side to side. And then the next time you're over to one side, just continue to roll over to that side and make your way up to a seat. And grab that towel or a block just to lift the sit bones up. Again, another nice gift for your low back. It offers you a chance to let the knees relax down just a little bit more. So placing the hands right outside the hips on tented fingers. Lift the shoulders up to the ears, squeeze them down the back, and hold the shoulder blades down. Length in the spine, crown of the head up. And when you're ready for the inhale, reach the arms out and overhead. And then draw the hands right through heart center. A quarter sun salutation here. Let's take two more. Inhaling fully, arms extend, arms reach. Maybe the gaze reaches with the prayer. And we draw it right back into the heart. And last time, this one we're going to hold up. So reach the arms out and reach the arms up. And then as you're ready, we're going to take a twist over to the right first. Why? You know why. Let's take left hand to the right knee. The right hand will draw behind us. Again, we're only twisting gently to the side body. Lift up through the spine and then take the twist to the side wall. Soften that back shoulder down, but at the same time as you press into those back fingers, let that find some length into the whole back body. Take a full deep breath here. On your next inhale, bring the head back to center. Keep the body just as it is and gaze over that opposite shoulder. So see how far back you can see over that left shoulder. And maybe notice any stretch in the back of the neck. Big breath. And then we'll inhale, head comes back to neutral, draw the body back around, lift the arms back up, reaching up, and gently take it over. Right hand to left knee, left hand swings around. Before you do anything, find the length first, tuck the belly in, then rotate from the ribs to the side wall. Head is the last to arrive. Use the back fingers, find the length, draw the belly in, soften the shoulders. Big breath. And then we'll bring the head back to neutral, keep the body as it is. Take your gaze over the right shoulder. Notice your range of motion here. See if you can keep the chin up. Good. How far back? Use those optic nerves, optic muscles. Then bring the head back to center. Release the twist, and let's take the arms up overhead. Good. Bend the right elbow. Left hand comes on top of that elbow. Draw the elbow back, draw the head back. So nice stretch, elbow all the way down the right side of the body. But here, see if you're jutting your ribs out. See if you can bring belly and ribs in. So it's all about the space under the arm and into the shoulder. Full deep breath. And then we'll release that, arms re-extend back up. And let's take it to the opposite side. So just hand lightly on the elbow, press the elbow back, press the head into the bicep, tuck in those ribs, tuck in the belly, and feel the length of the spine. And then just bring your focus from that elbow all the way through the soft tissue under the arms, down the left ribs. Take a full deep breath here. And let it go. Re-extend the arms back up, and then slowly let those arms come down. So first test here, interlace behind the back, squeeze the palms together, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and send the fist away from the body. As you do so, let that chest lift, maybe the gaze lifts. Notice the opening in the front of the shoulder tips. See if you can lift the arms a little more, draw the belly in, spine nice and tall. And then from this position, we're going to forward fold any amount. Keep the arms away from the body. Let them, as you find wherever your folding spot is, the focus now is lifting the arms a little further away from the body. You don't have to come all the way down. You don't have to rest your head on a block. This is all about the shoulders here. And then nice and easy, bring yourself back up and take the fist over to the left side body. So let them rest over there, close the fist up and draw that left elbow back behind you like a wing, tuck it in. Good, so we're finding some length on the right side. And as you do that, tuck the elbow in, send the left ear towards that left shoulder. So as you're pulling that right arm back behind you to the side, left ear gently falls left. So we use the breath to relax into the pose. If you're a little tight in the shoulders or tight in the neck this morning, use your exhales for sure. And then we're going to rotate the chin. So with breath, easy movement. Big inhale, the chin is up. And on the exhale, we draw the chin down towards the left shoulder, gaze down towards the left thigh. Inhale slowly, gaze goes up towards the right, ear comes down. So take a couple sweeps. And if you notice anything particular going on in your body, pause there. You don't have to continue the motion. You pause where you feel the little pockets and do everything you can with your breath to just soften the body down. So whether you continue the motion or you hold it, use your breath. And then we'll all meet with the chin pointing down. Release the fist, bring it behind you. Let that chin roll to the center of your chest. And as you squeeze the fist and send it behind you, without dropping your shoulders and your head forward, just let the chin sink back into the neck and the upper sternum area. Again, notice the length here in the back of the neck. One more breath, and then bring the fist over to the right side body. Hug in that right elbow, sit up nice and tall. Right ear gently falls to the right shoulder, chin is up. Again, drawing that left shoulder tip down and away. Space from the scalenes, the ear, all the way down the neck, across the whole upper shoulder. And then if it feels good on this side, just start that rotation. Chin falls towards the shoulder. Chin rises on the inhale. Different side, different day, different body. So just notice here, this side. And I always say if you carry bags or a purse or a tote bag, you're carrying it only on one side. When you do these neck and shoulder exercises, you're going to feel it. So the moral of the lesson is switch sides. If you carry the bag on one side, flip it over to the other. Pause anywhere along the line here that you need a little more special attention. Big external rotation here. And then we'll all meet with the chin down, gaze towards that right knee. Release the fist back behind you. Last time, chin just rolls to the center. Let the head hang, lengthen the neck, and at the same time, send the fist away from the body behind you. One more inhale and exhale. Release the fist. Hands come to the thighs. Take a moment, just roll through the shoulders. So that's a lot of external rotation through the shoulders. That's a really good prep for a lot of our like camel poses, etc. We're going to counter that pose now with our eagle pose. So instead of an external, we're going to go internal. So take the arms out to the side. And again, you decide which eagle pose you want to take. You've all done them. Arms reach, right arm comes under the left. Crisscross, bind where you bind, or just hug in. Send the elbows up first so that they're even with the shoulders, and pause there. Feel your sit bones, draw the belly in, and just notice the position of the shoulder blades and the opening maybe through the shoulder tips. And then with the in-breath, lift the fingers, lift the gaze. So beginning to draw more on the underarm, the lats here, breathe into that. And then on the exhale, we'll curl it all in, tucking the chin, elbow comes in, hands come down, crown of the head comes down. So full opening through the upper back, breathe in there. Breathe so deep you can feel the shoulder blades separate. And then soften everything in a little ball as you exhale. And then on your inhale, lift those elbows up, lift the fingers up, lift the gaze up one last time. And bring it back to neutral, release everything, let the arms go wide, take a couple circle rolls with the shoulders. And then let's take other sides. So reaching out, fingers to fingers, draw left now under the right. Take whatever bind here, eagle. Draw in the pelvic floor. Elbows come up to shoulder height first, and we pause. This is where we want to notice where we feel the stretch. So settle the breath, nice and fluid. And then inhaling, you'll reach the hands up towards the ceiling, opening up the shoulder tips a little bit more, the lats a little bit more, and then draw everything in slowly. Release all the breath out of the body. Squeeze the belly in, round through the spine, tuck the chin. Get nice and soft here. And with all this opening in the back of the shoulders, breathe into the back of the heart, the back of the ribs. Big breath. And then big inhale, we're going to take it right back up, nice and slow. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Maybe hands continue the journey up. And on the exhale, you just release it, let the arms go wide, circle them down, and just make some movement here. Rolling over the legs, pad up the knees if you need a little support underneath the knees. Coming into our tabletop as you arrive in table. And again, just so that they're right there. Make sure your blocks are right at the top of your mat. We'll take a couple cat-cows, just again, opening the front and the back of the body. So when you're ready for that, inhale, arching through the spine as you lift the tailbone, lift the chest, gaze towards the top of your mat. And then tucking that tailbone, low back, mid back, upper back, round, tuck the chin in, cat pose. Again, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And round it in. Take two more, your breath. Each breath, full breath is a movement. So let the breath be the guide of when to start the next movement. Exhaling all the air out. So you're ready for a full new breath of prana and chi in. Coming back to that neutral table here, sink the hips back. So rounding through the spine, hug the belly in and just sink the hips back to the heels, not to stay. And then slide yourself forward, arch the spine as you come back into that table. So just flow a curve in the spine as you set the hips back, arching through the spine, lifting the heart as you come forward. So a little more movement here. Take one more like that. And then we'll add in here as you come back to that extended child's pose. Coming forward now, come up to your table and let the hips sink down, the chest rise. So a little deeper arch into the spine, any amount. And then press it all the way back, round to the spine as you sink the hips. So see with fluidity here, how good you can make it feel. Maybe close the eyes and just feel into the parts of the body that need a little bit more tender love here this morning. And you can stay just like this. If you want to curl the toes under, we'll make our way to a downward facing dog by lifting the hips, pressing the hands away, sending the hips behind you here. We'll flow it into a plank, upper push-up, shoulders over wrists, heels back, chest proud here. Press into those palms, send it back to your dog. Stretch those hips high and drop the knees and take it to your child's pose. So that's going to be our full version. You take whatever feels good as you move through your body this morning. Inhaling to come up, exhaling to come forward. Sending it back, hips high as you tuck those toes and found downward facing dog. Roll as you come up on the tiptoes, roll forward into your plank. Press into the palms. Inhale fully. Send it back, dog. And drop the knees. Child's pose. On your own, any, all, or none. Take what you need. 2 more. We'll meet in that extended child's. Each movement a breath. Don't forget the breath. So warming up the spine, warming up the hips. If you're pressing back with me into down dog, you're warming up the back of the legs. Sink the heels. Flow into your plank pose, full core posture. Back to your down dog. Drop the knees. Child's pose. In this child's pose, walk the fingers as far forward as you can. So we're on, forearms are off of the mat. Reach, reach, reach. So feel the extension now. Legs are together. So we have this curvature in the spine from the tailbone through the muscles of the spine, through the shoulders, the biceps, the forearms to the fingers. And then just relax the forearms down, flip the palms open, and just make a fist. Draw the fist into the wrist. Set the hands back down and starfish the fingers. Just bring a little movement into the wrist and finger joints. Any movement that feels good. Sometimes we say those fist bumps, get a nice stretch to the outside of the wrist. At the same time, those hitchhiker thumbs go side to side. So take some movement here just to release the wrist. And then draw the arms beside the body, palms up. Rest the head on a block or on your mat. Let, again, this egg-shaped spine relax on the thighs. So you're constricting the breath in the front body. Use the time. We don't breathe into the back body very often. So really concentrate on the side ribs and the back ribs expanding. And at the same time, the shoulders rounding and relaxing. And if it feels good in your body this morning to take it deeper, you can stack the palms on top of the spine. Let the elbows bring some weight into the stretch. Nice full breath in. And a nice slow breath out. And if you're here for the 20-minute practice, this is where you'll stay and just turn off your device and just tune into your breath. Two more full rounds here. And then we'll release the hands from the back body or beside the body and bring the palms flat underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under and press the torso up. So we're only going to be here for 1 second. You can keep the hands down on the mat, but bring some weight into the heels so that you get a nice stretch through the feet, through the toes, the arches, the ankles, the dorsiflexion in the front. So whether you're here or here or here, just take a couple deep breaths to relax into the posture. One more, we're not here long. One more deep breath. And then we'll release that, place the hands onto the mat, just undo the toes for a second and pat them out. Maybe press the tops of those toes and the tops of the feet into the mat. And then retuck the toes, plant the hands, lift the hips, find your forward fold at the back of the mat. And if you're using a blanket, this is a good time to just set it off to the side. So forward fold, permission, bend the knees, feet hip distance apart for stability, bend the knees, let the head fully relax down. So natural traction here. The more you bend the knees, the more the back has some support from the thighs, and you can find this nice opening through the low back, the mid back. And as you let those arms dangle down, again, room through the shoulder blades. Sway if you want to sway. Any movement that feels good here. If you want a little more stretch to the back of the legs, just take a moment to maybe straighten one leg as you bend into the other. And then find some stillness. Reach for one of your blocks and place it right underneath your head. So coming into a side twist here, a gentle side twist. Again, the belly hugs in and up under those ribs. Take that left hand and place it right on top of that block so you're firmly planted on the surface. Take a bend into that left knee. As deeper the bend, the more stretch you're going to feel into the back of the right leg. So as you're ready here, left knee bends, press into that left palm. Take that right arm up to the side as you rotate to the right, stack through your shoulders. So as you arrive here, if the arm up is too much, just bring it to the sacrum. Press your hand into the sacrum. Find the twist. Find your breath. And then as you deepen into the bend in that left leg, notice what you notice happening in the right. And as your body arrives here and as it calms down, maybe then you lift the arm up. And as you lift the arm up again, rotate through that wrist, one way and the other. Stretch those fingers wide. This time bring the thumb in and make a fist. Again, wide fingers and make a fist. And just circle one more time through the wrists and the fingers. And then we'll find the half bind. So we're going to deepen the twist here just a little bit, not to crank through the spine, but take the back of the hand to the back body, or if you can slide it over towards the left side body, press the back of the hand in, let that gently send the right shoulder tip back and away. Belly's in, notice your breath. And as far as your gaze, if it's better on your neck to look straight down, that's where you go. If you want to gaze past the upper shoulder, it's your practice. One more full inhale and exhale. Lift the arm back up to the ceiling, find the extension between the hands, and then slowly lower that right hand down. We'll replace right hand with the left. Take a moment to straighten through that left leg and bend into the right. So before we even move anywhere, draw the belly in. Hand presses firmly on your block or your mat. Deep bend into the right leg. Inhale, left arm extends. So stacked through the shoulders. Again, if it's tighter on this side, just bring the hand to the sacrum. Use that to find the twist open to the left. Find your gaze. Find your breath. And as the body's ready, maybe you extend the arm to the ceiling, rotating through the wrist, nice and slow. And the opposite way. Flaring the fingers wide and drawing them in. Spread them wide and bring them in. And then just make a little more movement through the wrist and the hands. And we'll find our half bind here. So bend that elbow, bring the hand to the back body, or see if you can slide it over to the right side body. Press the back of the hand in and gently open yourself up to the left. Shoulder tip falls away. Gaze again, down or up. Deeper bend into that right knee, deeper stretch into the back of the left leg. Gather the belly in, 2 breaths. One more. Releasing the bind, restacking the shoulders, reaching one last time. And on the exhale, let the left arm slowly come down. Let the arms dangle, send the block up to the top corner of the mat. Again, rest the whole upper body right onto the thighs. All about now, just extension through the upper spine. And then press into your feet and bend your knees deeply and roll your way up to stand. And as you arrive, head and shoulders last now. Let the shoulders come up to the ears. Roll them down the spine. So let's do it 2 more times. Bring the shoulders up, squeeze them back behind you, and then roll them around. And just take a moment to reverse it. Just notice any sounds, any feelings, any little kernels. And then come back, standing Tadasana. So on your inhale, reach your arms up. And on your exhale, I'd like you to swan dive halfway down, halfway down. Core's got to be in here tight. So arms extend, come halfway down. Tailbone and crown of the head here. Separating. Gentle bend into the knees. We never lock the knees. Pause here for a breath. And on your exhale, keep the spine straight. Drop the fingers straight down with a straight spine. Forward fold. Let everything go. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Full breath. and release. Bring the hands back to the hip crease, squeeze the elbows in now, opening up the chest, straight spine, bend into the knees, straight spine, come back to stand. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, takes the arms right and left, straight spine, halfway down. Inhaling fully, draws the belly in. Lower the fingers, straight spine towards the mat. Blocks are always wonderful here. Lower down. So we're not curling down. We're trying to maintain a straight spine. Let all the air out. Last time. Hands to the hip crease. Squeeze the elbows in. Straight spine with bent knees. Bring it all the way up. Reach the arms up. And draw it all to heart center. Nice job. Walk to the top of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. Taking a moment just to notice the foundation in your feet. So pick up the toes and spread them wide. Set them back down as slowly as you can. Shifting weight front to back. Maybe you bring your hands to the heart center. Melt the shoulders, melt the jaw. Close down the eyes and just feel into the subtle movement here of just heel to the ball of the feet. Maybe shifting arch to the blade edge. Really noticing your feet connected to your mat, connected to the earth. And when you feel that connection, that equal distribution of weight, let's pause there. Come back to that one word intention or mantra or affirmation for your day. And you've all done this. I'll lead the first one. 4 half sun salutations this morning. So your choice, you can bring it through heart center as you fold, or you can swan dive, your practice. As you're ready, inhale, reaching arms overhead. Find the extension and maybe a little bit of a back bend. And then take your fold, draw the belly in, let all the air out before you take the next move. When you're ready for the inhale, halfway lift. When you're prepared for the exhale, fold deeper. And then press into the feet and bend the knees and bring it up, reach it up. And then flow it right back down. Finding length in the spine, length in the back of the legs. Don't rush it, make it feel good. Taking your time to finish the last one. And as we find our prayer Tadasana again, reset the feet here. Feel again, maybe energy drawing up the legs as the belly draws in, as the tailbone drops down, as the shoulders drop down. We're going to be moving into a sequence where we're going to kind of add on Warrior One, Pyramid. So as you're ready, blink the eyes open. Inhale, reach the arms up. We'll start on the right side first. Take a forward fold. And a half lift. Nice L shape here, draw the belly in. Plant the hands down on the exhale. Step the right foot back and flatten the foot. So turn the heel in. So the foot might be at a 45 or slightly angled. Then press into your feet and lift up Warrior One. So it doesn't matter initially. I want you just to feel into number one, the foundation first. So ideally, the knee is right over the ankle and the toe and the knee are straight ahead. And then we drop the pelvis down and we bring weight into the back of the back foot. And then we just hug the thighs in together. Bring some energy in. Arms lift overhead. So find your breath and find the extension. Warrior one. See if you can sink it down just a bit. Maybe you play with coming out. So beginning to open up here through the right hip flexor. And then hold your warrior one here with breath. Soften those shoulders, like squeeze the shoulder blades down. And with that knee bent, bring the body forward. Bring the fingers down to the mat or to your blocks. And as you arrive with fingers down, then begin to straighten that front leg. Any amount. So the spine is straight. Pyramid pose. Take the breath, draw the belly. And then again, rebend into that knee. Straight spine, press into your legs, lift the arms up. Warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, keep the bend into the front knee. Place the hands block or mat, straighten the front leg. We're going to do it one more time, so take a full breath here. Exhale it out. As you're ready, rebend into that knee. Press into both feet, use your core, and draw the arms up overhead. And then circle those arms down, frame the front foot, step it forward, find your fold. No hurry, halfway lift, and fold. Plant the hands, left foot steps way back. Again, take that heel down. Foot's at a 45 or pointing on a diagonal. Bend into that top knee. Use both feet here. Press into your mat. Lift the arms. Warrior one. Make some movement here. Again, to coax the body into the pose. And we'll flow this the same way. So find some stillness first. Find some extension through the body. Find the fluid breath. Draw the belly in. And then as you're ready, keep the bend into the knees, straight spine. Bring the fingers to frame the front foot. Straighten the front leg. Different side of the body, brand new. Take your time, full breath in. Slow breath out. Inhaling, rebend into the knees, straight spine. Use the power of your hips here. Draw everything up, warrior one. And we're going to flow it twice more. So on your breath, when you're ready, keep the bend, straight spine, hands to blocks in the mat. Straighten the knee. Fold over. And then last one, rebend into the knee. Press into the feet. Lift yourself up. Reach up. Then circle the hands down, frame the front foot. Step back, plank pose. Nice. Strong plank, shoulders over wrist, heels back, chest up, belly in. Big breath. One more full inhale. And on the exhale, press into the palms, send it back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. You can pedal it out. You can sway the hips. You can bring one knee in. Any movement here. 3 breaths. And then finding some stillness, see if you can sink those heels back a little bit more as you press the hands down and away. Then come up high on the tippy toes, look at your thumbs, take a couple steps, top of the mat, forward fold. Halfway lift and fold. Press into the feet and bend the knees and bring yourself all the way out and up. Maybe the back bend, And hands to heart. Pause here. Notice your breath. Same sequence, we're just going to add on one more pose into it. So as you're ready, inhale, we reach it up. And exhale, we bow down. So maybe the hands slide down the back of the legs to just allow the belly to come closer to the thighs, head hangs. Half lift and fold. Plant the hands, right foot steps back on that angle. Set your foundation, press into the feet, rise up, warrior one. A little bit faster now, keep the bend, circle the hands down to frame the foot, straighten the front knee. Fold over. When you're ready for the inhale, straighten back into that knee, straight spine, rise up. Twice more like that. Circle the hands down, frame the front foot, send the knee back, rebend, press your way up, warrior one. From here, the add-on, stretch the arms, then bring the hands behind you. Again, that interlace we were talking about before. Squeeze the fists, squeeze the elbows, send the arms away from your body. Take the breath in, open up the chest, maybe even lift the gaze. So we're going to go into humble warrior, but the chest and the head are going to be the last to arrive in the pose. So big breath in, and as you're ready, straight spine. Draw the left shoulder in towards the left knee. Head hangs. Arms float towards the ceiling first to open the shoulders, then let them float overhead. 5 breaths here. Press into both feet. Keep the belly engaged. Keep the front knee bent. Full breath in. Send those arms up and over. Good. Coming back into our warrior one. Press into the feet, and as you lift the torso back up, release the clasp. Send those arms back overhead. Find the extension, sink into your warrior. And then circle the arms down. Frame the front foot. Step it forward. Forward fold. Halfway lift on the in-breath. Releasing it all on the out-breath. Plant the hands, left foot steps back on an angle, warrior one. Set it up, and as you're ready, press into the feet. Lift the torso, lift the arms, lift the gaze. Okay, so you're more familiar where you are now. If you can hold the pose for a breath. Then circle the hands down, straight spine, keep the bend into the knee, fingers come down, straighten the front leg. Let the belly relax down. Inhale, press back into the feet, rise back up, warrior one. Big breath in, circle the hands down, find your pyramid pose, fingers down, straighten the front leg. Relax the head, relax the breath. Inhale, rebends into the front knee, press into the feet, warrior one. Circle the hands down. Last time, pyramid. Straighten the front leg, soften the shoulders. Rebend into the knee, press into the feet, come back, find that warrior. Let the arms go behind you, interlace other thumb on top, squeeze the shoulders, open the chest, send the fist behind you. And as you're ready, draw the belly in with the in-breath. Find your humble warrior. Right shoulder inside the right knee. The head hangs so the neck releases. The arms go towards the ceiling first to open up through the shoulders. Then allow them to float overhead any amount. Draw the belly in. You're here for 5 breaths. Last breath, squeeze those shoulder blades, lift that fist higher. And then on your inhale, press into the feet, use your power, draw yourself back up, release the clasp. Beautiful, warrior one. Circle the arms down inside the foot now. Straighten that front leg, walk yourself to the long edge of your mat. Wide angle forward fold. So pigeon toe the feet, toes in. Good, heels out. Hands just underneath the shoulders or onto blocks. From the hinge of the hips, tailbone lifts, the spine. Just let length come into the spine as you drop the head. Circle the neck, maybe right and left. Easy though. Keeping the hips right over the ankles. Walk the hands forward like your down dog position without body weight, because all your weight is still in your feet. So walk those fingertips as far forward as you can, kind of like our heart melting pose. See if you can drop the chest. See if you can relax the soft tissue under the arms. Releasing the lats, the muscles on the outer shoulders in towards the back body. Let the head rest. One more breath. And then walk the hands back. And as they come underneath the arms, flip them around so fingers are going away from you. Pause there first, just for a nice stretch into the wrist. And then begin to walk those fingers. Keep the hips right where they are. Walk the fingers as far back as you can, releasing the shoulders and the crown of the head to the mat. One more breath. And then nice and easy, slide the hands, flip the palms back right underneath the shoulders. Press into the palms like you're in a halfway lift position. So draw the belly in and feel tailbone to the crown of the head as you press into the palms. Then take a gentle bend into the knees. Heel toe the feet in just a bit. This time heels in, toes out. Keep the hands planted. Sink the hips back. So still you've got a straight spine. Sink the hips back like you were going to sit on a chair. Notice if you need the hands. Is all the weight forward? Can you lift the hands? Can you bring the elbows a little in towards those knees to find a bit more of a squat? Back is straight here. Notice your breath. We're here for 3. So we're building some heat in the quads and the hips. See if you can sink the hips a little bit more. Always the option for blocks. Maybe a little bit more. Back is straight. Spine, neck right in line with each other. Full breath. Maybe we sink a little bit more. Each time it's a practice. So don't ever expect one day to the next that you're going to find your squat. We work into it maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. So wherever you end here now, just close your eyes and breathe and just feel into where you feel the squat. Even if you're right where we started, you're going to feel it somewhere. Breathe into that. One more breath. And then maybe bringing the hands down as gracefully as you can. Draw yourself down to your mat. Excuse me while I grab a Kleenex. Good. And as you draw yourself down, extend the legs out in front of you and give them a shake. Maybe bring your thumb pads to the hip crease and just press in. They got a nice workout today. And then with the hands right behind the knee crease, bend the knees, flatten the feet. Shift yourself so that when you come down to lay on your mat, you're at the center of your mat. And nice and slow as you tuck the chin in, hold on to the thighs, roll on to the back body, and allow the knees to roll with you. Nice and slow, give them a squeeze in here. So before you rock, again, let the tailbone lift up and just bring some focus to the low back. Then release that tailbone closer to the mat, and maybe here you rock hip point to hip point. Slowly dropping the feet down to the mat. Shift the hips an inch or two to the right. Pick up that right knee, cross it over the left. Extend the arms out to a T, palms down, or cactus them for a bigger opening, palms up. On the inhale, as you draw that belly in to support the spine, drop the knees to the left. So final twist here. And here, what's important is that you're not trying to hold your knees up. So if it's not a comfortable opening for you, take that block, prop it right underneath the knees so that you can let the full weight of the legs rest on some support. Once you release any effort, maybe you begin to feel the stretch through the back of that upper glute, the piriformis, the low back, the outer hip. Let that right knee just fall deeper to the mat. Shoulders are soft. If it feels good on your neck, you can rotate the neck the opposite way towards the right thumb. So yes, this is a twist to the upper body, but I want you to bring the focus to the outer hip, the glute, the low back. Breathe so that you can feel each one of those ribs expand in the right rib basket. And then we'll draw the head back to center, back to neutral. Pause there for a breath here. Big inhale. And then on the exhale, engage the core. Draw the knees back to center. Uncross, pick up the hips, bring them back to the middle of the mat. Just take a moment to just let the spine settle and feel the two hip bones nice and level. And we'll take that twist to the other side. So picking up the hips an inch or two to the left, pick up that left knee, cross it over the right. If you took T position with the arms the last time, maybe you try cactus goalpost arms this time. As you're ready, taking the breath, draw in the belly and let the knees go right. Same option here, nothing to hold up. So if you want to prop underneath those knees, grab it, because what's important here is that all the weight settles, and it's all the weight settles, that gentle twist through the ribs, but also that gentle opening through the glutes and the hip. So find that place that you can let everything go. Deepen the breath so it expands now through the left side body. And if you took the rotation with the head on the other side, maybe you send the gaze towards the left. Everything heavy. Everything loose. 3 full rounds of breath. On your next full inhale, bring the head back to center first if it's side. Draw the knees back up. Unravel the knees, bring the hips to center. Draw the knees into the chest one last time. Maybe we'll just circle through those hips. One last rinse here. Hands on lightly at the top of the knees. Send each knee off in an opposite direction, right and left. Circle them down towards the bottom of your mat as you roll more onto your tailbone. And then as you draw the knees back into the chest, roll up the spine. So again, this is a nice hip opener, but I want you to feel the spine here. Take it slow. And then we'll reverse it. So when the knees are in, send the knees long, rocking onto that tailbone. Knees go wide, and then bring yourself back, rocking up the spine. Drawing the knees in one last time, give them a nice tight hug. Maybe here, take the inhale, draw the belly in, pick the shoulders, pick up the head off of the mat, bring everything into center, squeeze the body, hold the breath. And then release gently. Find your final resting pose. So you're at home, you can do legs up the wall, legs on the couch. Traditional legs go wide and feet just open naturally. Find some space here. Maybe props, maybe bringing that towel underneath the knees. Make yourself comfortable, get any little fidgeting, maybe squeeze the shoulder blades underneath the chest. Maybe drop that chin a little bit lower in towards the chest so you find some length in the back of the neck. And then, my friends, just let it go. One big breath. Sigh it out as you just let the body arrive back on the mat, arrive back to the support of our practice, and the support of Mother Earth. Shavasana. Returning to your conscious breath now. Draw a nice inhale in through the nose, a deep inhale to expand through the chest, the ribs, and the belly. And as you let the breath go, draw the arms overhead, the legs long, find a full body stretch. And then we'll draw the knees back into the chest. One final squeeze. Send the knees over to one position as you bring yourself to a seat. So try to move slowly. Any seat that feels good. It doesn't have to be a cross-legged seat. Find length in the spine. Draw the shoulder tips up and back. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Drop the chin to the chest. In gratitude for the inner wisdom that brought you to your mat this morning, I thank you for your practice with me. I thank you for your practice with each other. Namaste.